What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk a little bit about Rematch yet again. The game comes out in less than a week, and I just want to share some of my excitement with you guys. You know, there's just this feeling where when a game is coming very, very soon and you can't stop thinking about it, and I don't know about you, for me, it's a different type of game. You know, for all the games I cover on this channel, and people maybe even know me for, right? Like, what's Alex's taste, right? Rematch is probably not one of the first things, or a soccer type game, right? Is not one of the first things that probably comes up, but I'm so excited to have a game like this in the rotation. And what I mean by that is, like, I like to have a couple of these kind of long-term multiplayer games kind of locked in to whatever console, you know, I got going on at the time, and I'm just able to kind of jump in, jump out. You know, Battlefront 2's resurgence actually was a really cool, you know, era to kind of just have that and have it on repeat, right? Be able to jump in, jump out every other night, you know, whatever it might be. I've said before, like, Rocket League has been my go-to for 7-8 years, how long it's been since Rocket League has been out. Since that game came out, from that point on, it's just a game that I jump in, and sometimes I'll play it like every day for like a month straight, then I'll stop for like 4 or 5 months and get terrible, and you know, when I go back in, I'm awful at it, but I'll jump back in. I've put in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours into Rocket League, and honestly, I've said it before, I'll say it again, Rematch really gives me that kind of vibe. Now, I don't know if it'll sustain, you know, what Rocket League was able to do, but I just feel that arcade-like feature is present in Rematch. It just needs a community. I genuinely believe it literally just needs people that are going to play it, because I think it's got the key, from at least what I've played, you know, in these betas and stuff. It's got the key of, like, it's simple gameplay, but then there's like that skill curve, and there's not that many controls, there's not that many things you can do with the ball, but yet again, there kind of is once you really start to put the time in and once you really start to figure it out. And I feel like that's the key. I feel like a game that just, you know, is simple enough that you can jump in and kind of run with it, and then, I mean, easy to enter it, right, but like harder to actually master the controls and be like a pro. Now, you know, you look at a thing like Rocket League and what it was able to do, and I mean, and I've always said this too, like, I've looked at Fall Guys, I've looked at Rocket League. The longer games like this are out, generally, in my opinion, the menus just become like abominations, you know, all of the different currencies and the different stores and all of the different seasons that are going on in the cosmetics. To me, it just becomes an absolute freaking mess. You look at Fall Guys' menu now versus 5 years ago, it is unrecognizable, and I will go to war, you know, over that opinion. And I mean, and that's the thing, like, it's the tough thing. Like, for me, I don't need that from any of these games, to be quite honest with you, but specifically, you know, I guess for this video, for Rematch, I'm simply looking at it as a game that I think just has incredibly high potential. Really resonated with me the times that I played it. You know, it's a game I think about like every other day. It's a game that I actually went back into Rocket League a few days ago, real time, I guess, when I'm recording this a few days ago, and I played it, and while I was playing Rocket League, I thought, you know what, I'd rather play Rematch, right? But it's not out, so it's like, you know, I was almost trying to like supplement it, you know, in my mind. So like, it definitely made its mark. You know, for me, it's a game that just every day I'm like, okay, I cannot wait to just, again, have it part of the rotation. I'm sure I'll play it all day the day it comes out, but then just to have it, you know, like a week after, okay, is Death Stranding 2. Don't know if you heard of that small indie game, and you know, that's a game very specific taste. It's right up my alley for sure, but Rematch, I think, is going to complement it as well as other games, I think, very, very well, because this is a game, as I keep saying, right, play Death Stranding, you need a little bit of, and unlike Battlefront that I mentioned earlier, like Battlefront, you can get into like an hour and a half long matches, right, which is cool, but I mean, it's specific, right? For Rematch, it's like, all right, I'm into Death Stranding 2, I need like a decompressor type game. You play 6 minutes of a match of Rematch and you're done, you know, and you could play multiple matches, but you don't have to. So that's really where I think it has a lot of value to me. It's also just highly, like, it has that repetitive feeling that I like. You know, I just want to jump in. I mean, that's the name of the game, and that's actually what Slow Clap was trying to do. Name it Rematch. Like, they want you to literally finish your match and immediately want to play another one. That's hence the name. So I felt that, and I think I'm going to feel that again. And I'm also going to use this game, you know, into August, like after playing a Metal Gear Solid, you know, for a night or two. Okay, let's jump into like 2 matches of Rematch. I don't, like I said, I don't expect it to last like 7 years. You know, I don't know. It's tough. Like, to be a Rocket League, it's truly, to me, one of a kind. I think to like you look at like the player base and what Rocket League has done, I think it's probably a general statement you could make. But like specifically, you know, myself personally, I've played that game a lot. I've played it over a very long period of time. It used to be like For Honor. I did that back in the day. Friday the 13th, if you go back to like 2017, that was a thing for like a year. year for me. So, I always like to have a couple of them, and really for the last little while, it was basically just Rocket League. Quidditch Champions did it, I would say, for like 2-3 months. And you know what? And this is where I stand with like FBC Firebreak as well. If it lasts 2 months, it does matter to those that pay for it. Okay, I'm not gonna try to diminish that, but for me, like, I'm gonna get on Game Pass, so I don't plan on buying it, and I'm definitely not gonna put money into like cosmetic. I don't do that for literally any of these games, so I'm not gonna invest money into it. So look, if it gets me 2 months of enjoyment, it gets me 2 months of enjoyment. I'm not gonna lose my mind over it. I don't need it to last a year. If it's still around next summer, great. And I think, to be honest with you, that's literally where Rocket League and For Honor and all these other games of my past, but even say Rocket League right now, right? I put in like 500-600 hours. I've never spent a dime. I don't even know how you do any of that stuff in Rocket League. I play it. I play competitive. I play casual, depending on how good I am, in that moment. And that's literally all I do, right? And the game has stayed around. People are still playing it. If I try to play Rematch in a year and nobody's playing it, nobody's playing it. You know what I mean? That's their loss, because I think this game is going to freaking rock. So that's really where I stand. But I'm kind of pacing back and forth, and it's just something I keep thinking about. Just wanted to share the excitement with you, and I think it stands a chance. I've been saying it for a while. I've made a couple different videos. I really think it's going to be a very special game that has a big player base. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and hope to see you all on the next one.